Just going off the cuff here for this one. Hey everyone, and welcome to Wednesday. This week I'm going to do something a little different from what I normally do. Normally I'm, answering questions or doing something somewhat comical, hopefully, or just showing off my cat. This week I wanted to address something. I figured it'd be a good idea to have a video out there about it. A lot of you may have noticed in an older vlog submission I did, you can click on it right there and watch that train wreck. Or you may have heard a podcast I was in called #Cocktail, and I brought it up there. Basically what I'm talking about is the fact that I don't really play M-rated video games or watch rated R movies, watch TVMA stuff, parental advisory on music, all that stuff. Why I don't do that. And so I figured I'd make a video explaining exactly my reasoning or my logic behind it. A little bit of exposition here. My parents were good parents. They wouldn't let me watch anything that was, when I was little, PG-13 or obviously rated R as a child. Let's be frank, the whole time I was growing up, I had friends that would play these games. I would get glimpses or get the gist of what they were about and the kinds of things that were in those particularly rated media. What I found was the sort of level of violence and themes, it's escalated exponentially. And because you have to be really bad or really graphic to get a rating beyond that, they can take these things to just entirely new levels. Eventually though, when I got older, I took a film class in college where one of the assignments, we were doing assignments about Westerns, and one of the assignments to watch this old, I want to say it was a John Wayne movie, that was rated R. Now granted, R rating back then, not the same as an R rating now. I'm not naive. I go up to the teacher and I'm like, hey, I don't really watch rated R movies. I mean, is there something we can work out? And he, straight up asked me, he goes, why? Why don't you do that? And the answer was something as basically as simple as this. All of these media forms are things that I consider, personally at least, to be forms of art. So whenever you, as a creator, have a piece of art that you want to express and feel the absolute need to include such high levels of violence, high levels of sex or language or anything like that, if you feel the need to put that into your art to express whatever you're trying to express, then I, personally at least, just don't feel the desire to observe that art or experience that art. Now a lot of people will just fight with, well, I want to make it realistic. This stuff happens all the time in real life. I want to show it, etc. Things like that. And that's fine and dandy, but life, what I'm living right now, that's rated R or that's rated M. There's no filter on anything that we experience. Because I know about those things just from life, I really don't have any desire to see those things in my media that I consume. If you want to show that, then that's your choice as a creator, but I just personally don't feel the need to consume that media. Now I know that the ratings aren't always accurate, so to speak. They're sometimes hit and miss. Sometimes you'll have a game or a movie that's got a lower rating that should deserve a higher rating. Sometimes you got a piece of media that's got a higher rating. But I've seen PG-13 movies that are worse. I realize it's a blurry line at sometimes, but I just sort of use it as a guide personally, and people give me crap about that sometimes, but that's just sort of my rule of thumb that I go by. So I hope that sort of answers any questions or doubts you may have had about why I don't watch rated R movies, play M-rated video games, things like that. That's all I got for you this week. You can find some of my previous videos down below. Follow me on social media over there. I will see you guys next week with a brand new episode of The Elias Thompson Show.